Hey loves, and welcome back to my channel. I am Mrs. Monet Reviews, where reality TV meets real life. I thank you so much for tuning in. Today I'm recapping Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 8, Episode 2, titled Martell All Interview. So this episode picks up as Carlos King welcomes Sunni and Moses to the stage during Carlos's live podcast event. I have to say, Sunni is a gorgeous woman and Moses is a handsome man. But as I look at them together, it's given MILF manner. I get the feeling that Sunni is one of those older women that snagged her a younger man. Nevertheless, they are a very attractive married couple. And no matter what girl code says, we can't take that away from them. Let me know in the comments if you're a believer in girl code, meaning that dating a former lover of your friends or acquaintances is off limits. Carlos wastes no time with the mess and says to Moses that he finds it interesting that Moses shows up to the podcast to support his wife Sunni, but he didn't show up to the reunion to support Destiny when they were dating. Child. Carlos needs a time out for that one. Sunni chimes in and addresses Carlos, saying, "You show up for who you need to show up for." Moses can speak for himself, child. Mel was looking all kinds of awkward and clutching her invisible pearls, and I don't blame her because Mel was completely blindsided of the Sunni and Moses appearance on the podcast. So Carlos says to Sunni, "You were a producer on the show and you were assigned to Destiny." Then someone in the audience yelled, "And you crossed the line." So everyone was looking around, trying to figure out who said it, and it was definitely an awkward moment. So Carlos carries on saying that Destiny used to confide in Sunni about Moses, and Sunni would tell Destiny that Moses was no good and that she should leave him. So basically Destiny was saying that Sunni was plotting on her man. And Sunni said it wasn't true and that she didn't link up with Moses until a year later. Now the way they described their timeline was a bit confusing. And it sounds rehearsed. It's giving cover up. It kind of reminds me of that episode on Atlanta Housewives back in the day when Phaedra was pregnant with her first child and she was asked when her due date was, and she tap danced around the question, throwing out dates that didn't add up because she didn't want people to know when she was messing with Apollo and doing the do with him before they walked down the aisle to say I do. So Moses said Destiny and him never broke up, but he got Sunni's number in July and they started dating in August. Now what they didn't share was how long they started dating after they got married, but I feel like that will be revealed in the upcoming episodes or at the reunion. So Moses' reasoning for losing interest in Destiny was the long distance, and Destiny was prioritizing her career over him. In Mr. Move On Moses' defense, I hear him on the long distance thing. For me personally, long distance relationships would never work because I need to be able to have that up close and personal access to my man when necessary. But for some, long distance works for some people. So Sunni did an interview on YouTube with Dustin and cleared some things up. And also in the podcast, I compared notes because Moses said that he ran into Sunni at Sunni's family gathering. And Moses approached Sunni and said he's working on some real estate ventures and asked for Sunni's number to discuss business. Moses called Sunni a couple of months later asking her if they could meet up and talk in person. So Sunni wasn't with it at first, but eventually she agreed to it. And she met up with Moses and he let Sunni know he was interested in her. Sunni shut him down because she thought that Destiny could have set this up for a storyline because Destiny wasn't on the show at the time, and Sunni thought maybe that this would be used to get Destiny back on the show. So Sunni prayed about entertaining Moses, and she decided that she didn't want to block her blessing from missing out on her potential husband. So she proceeded with it. So Sunni says she texted Destiny and asked her to call her, but Destiny texts her back instead. So that's when Sunni responded and said that she was dating Moses and is getting serious. So Sunni tried calling Destiny, but at that point, Destiny had already blocked Sunni. So Sunni says that when Destiny and Moses were dating, Moses was dating several women. So Destiny was never Moses's main woman. Child. Sunni comes off as a lioness fighting for her cub. But, when it comes to the game of love and war, all bets are off sometimes, and people just gotta defend their stance and fight for what they believe in. Sunni says she helped Destiny financially, booking Destiny a show with the Monica concert and helping her pay for dancers. And Destiny was upset that Sunni booked Mel for the Monica show as well. Now, I'm not really sure why Sunni brought up the fact that she helped Destiny out financially, other than Sunni wants to defend her character and show people that she's truly a good person. But since Destiny and Sunni previously worked closely together, I can understand why Destiny would think that Sunni was her friend. In my experience, people that you work with aren't really your friends until you consistently interact with them when you're off the clock and you're not working. But let's move on. So Maurice and Marsau are riding in the car together on their way to Martell's new property. Maurice mentions that him and Keke purchased a property and wants Marsau to take a look at it. So Maurice and Marsau discuss the tell-all interview that Martell had with the blogger, and Maurice wants to go to try to talk some sense into Martell and get him to stop adding fuel to the fire of everything that's been going on with him and his ex-wife, Mel. Marsau doesn't seem 100% on board because he says Martell is emotional and hasn't changed. Well, I give Marsau that. He doesn't seem to lead with emotions, but more so on the hypocritical yet logical side. And Marsau would know because Marsau and Martell used to be business partners. So Maurice and Marsau meet up with Martell, and Marsau asks Martell why he would do a blogger interview after the arrest. Martell said he wanted to retaliate after he got arrested, so he did the interview to put out information on Mel. And I think in Martell's mind, this back and forth with Mel is nothing but a game. Martell hasn't been on social media lately, so he says, and he feels like the nice guys get the short end of the stick. No, Martell. Cheaters who break up families may get the short end of the stick, but Martell sees himself as a nice guy, and honestly, he probably is learning to become a nice guy since his decisions have humbled him. Maurice asked Martell, "What's the ultimate goal, bro? Like, what are you doing all this for?" Martell says he wants people to hear his side. I think Martell's goal is for him to clean up his image because it's been a pretty rough few years for Martell since the reason behind his divorce didn't put him in the best light. Final re-record. Marsau says Martell shouldn't care what Mel's fans think, and that Mel's fans are a group of deplorables, brainless, foolish people, that they spend all their money making Mel a billionaire. Now, Marsau, I know Martell is your friend, and I know you have issues with Mel, but you don't have to come for Mel's businesses and her supporters. That would be wrong if somebody threw shade on your businesses. Marsau, you just got to do better. I believe it's hard for Martell to receive what Marsau is saying because allegedly Martell knows how Marsau has moved in the past as it relates to keeping the integrity in his marriage. So Martell is having a hard time receiving advice from this source. Let's move on. So Stormy visits Keke, and Keke brings up the reunion and that she was upset that Tisha brought up the fact that her husband was cheating and that Keke gave her husband money to take another woman out on a date. Keke admitted that it was 19 years ago and she wasn't going to give her husband the money to go out on a date because Keke talked to her husband's mistress on the phone before he went out with her. Child. Can't make this up. Keke expressed that she was upset with Melody during the counseling session at the Houston trip because Stormy was the only one that defended Keke and had her back. And she says that she vented to her mom about some things and her mom gave information to the blogs. Stormy doesn't believe Keke because it's just too much proof for her to believe that. Now, Keke seems cool and all, but there's just something that doesn't sit right with me about her. But let's move on. So Keke and Tisha meet up to catch up, and they apparently haven't seen each other for about a year. And Tisha tells Kimmy that she went to Africa with Marsau and the family. Well, I'm glad that Marsau took his family and his wife to Africa this time because I know the last time Marsau went to Africa by himself, it was a big uproar about why he didn't take his family. So kudos to Marsau. So Sunny prances in, looking all cute, skinning and grinning, but Tisha was not happy to see Sunny at all, especially since Kimmy didn't tell Tisha that Sunny was coming. So Kimmy brings up Sunny's appearance at Carlos's podcast event and that she invited her to meet up since she was in town because Sunny lives in St. Louis and of course the show is filmed in Huntsville, Alabama. Tisha said that when she saw the pictures of Sunni and Moses on social media, she thought that Sunny was trifling that she married Destiny's ex-man. And Sunny, she was looking at Tisha and I'm sure she was saying all type of things in her mind because I could tell by the facial expressions that she did not appreciate Tisha's comments. But, Sunny has some clapbacks. I give it to her. So Sunny told Tisha that, friendship is a strong word and that it's overly used and that she can't help who she falls in love with. So Tisha asked Sunny, how did Moses say that they were engaged or how were they going about their relationship? And Sunny said that there was no engagement. They went straight to marriage. And Tisha said that Sunny should be thanking Destiny for bringing Moses and Sunny together. And Sunny says, oh, I am grateful. It's because of Destiny that I and Moses are together. So it was our destiny. Charles. Sunny did not come to play, okay? Her clapbacks be clapping. Let's move on. So Mel is at the studio doing her performance rehearsal and she invited Keke to meet her there. Mel wants to confront Keke because of what she had been saying on the blogs, that Mel wasn't a good friend because Nell kicked her out of the Houston trip. So Keke and Mel sit down and she apologizes because she felt some type of way about Houston. And Keke said that her mom vented to a blogger and shared intimate details about the show before the episodes aired. Mel wasn't buying it one bit. Let me tell you something about Mel. I've noticed that Mel has this poker face, right? Mel has this poker face when people are talking crazy and she's not really going for it, but she listens to them to understand before she responds. So Mel tells Keke it's been 6 months since this happened and you never reached out to talk about it, not once. And now you're coming to apologize. So Mel said that sharing details about the show before it's supposed to air is a no-go, and it messes with the integrity of the show. And Keke is messing with Mel's check and how she feeds her kids. And she doesn't have time to question her friend's loyalty, and she can't have people in her inner circle that she has to question. Now, I feel Mel on that. Mel says she wishes the best for Keke, but she can't have anyone in her circle like that. So I think that's it for Keke, because her actions led her right off the show. It was giving thank you for your services, circa Basketball Wives with Shawnee O'Neal and Brandy. It was given Bye Felicia, circa Friday, which is a classic movie. This episode was a bridge to set the stage for what's coming next. I really want to see Mel and Stormy work on their friendship. And I want to see Martell stop playing one-ups on Mel. What do you think of this episode? How do you feel about Keke leaving the show? Did Sunni break girl code by marrying Moses? Let me know in the comments. Thanks again for tuning in, and subscribe to this channel, like the video, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future videos. I'll see you in my next one. Until then, take care, my loves.